Welcome to Green Soul Yoga, Flow Yoga class. Today, make sure you're listening to your body the entire time. Back off whenever you need to. Listen to the sound quality of your breath as well to guide you through this practice. And make sure to make it your own practice today. I'm just here as your guide. Let's go ahead and come to an easy seated pose. Cross-legged. And sit up nice and tall. And drop the shoulders down your back. Feel your low ribs tuck in just a little bit. Reach up through the crown of your head. And just take your eyes closed for a few moments. Just begin to follow your breath in and out. See if you can grow the breath. Let the breath come from the lowest spaces in the belly. Bring the breath up through the ribs, up through the chest. Let your exhales be smooth, slow, steady. Allowing our breath to really begin to settle us into our practice time. Maybe incorporating some Ujjayi breath, bringing a sound quality as you gently close off the back of the throat. Breathing in and out through the nose. So why do we come repeatedly to our practice? Why do we continue to do this thing called yoga? We may come for physical benefits, we may come for mental benefits, or maybe spiritual. We come for the health of those things, physical health, mental health, spiritual health. Surprisingly, sometimes we come to the mat for one, and we walk off of our mat having been blessed with health in another area. We'll keep an open heart to that this day. That maybe we've come to our mats for a physical benefit, and maybe we'll have an emotional benefit, or maybe we've come for spiritual health and we'll find physical blessing. Just be open to whatever it is that your practice has for you today. Take a few more nice, long breaths, recognizing that we have good days and we have bad days. And this even translates onto the mat. Sometimes the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. And sometimes it's the opposite. But we come to our mat anyways because our practice isn't built on some strict, rigid self-discipline, but rather our practice is built on this desire, constant desire for wisdom, health, and all the beautiful benefits that yoga brings to our mind, spirit, and body. And we'll just take a moment here to bring our hands to our heart center and set an intention for our practice today. And I'd like you to think about, why did you come to your mat today? What did you hope to get from your practice today? And what can you be open to the practice giving to you? And what will you give to your practice? All right, with our intention set, our breath settled in, let's go ahead. Flutter those eyes open, take a nice big inhale breath, sweep the arms all the way up overhead. And exhale, fingertips come down and stretch them back behind you onto the floor, opening through your chest and collarbones. Take a few breaths here, maybe even rise the chest and press into the fingertips. Take that gaze up. Good. Find your next inhale breath to sweep the arms back up overhead, and then just exhale, float forward. Hinge from the hips, drop the crown of the head down towards the earth. Settle your sit bones down and back and breathe. Good. Pull the navel in, inhale, sweep those arms all the way back up overhead. Exhale, fingertips down to the earth. Nice work. Let's go ahead and just move right into tabletop position here. Coming onto our hands and knees, space the knees out from the wrists a little bit, bringing the wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips, and engaging the core by drawing the navel towards the spine. Let's just stretch the neck a moment here. Just take a gaze over your right shoulder. Nice. Gently drop the chin down towards the chest and just hang the head heavy here. You can even let a little bit of movement come while the head's hanging heavy. Inhale, put the head back in line with the spine, gazing straight down towards the earth, and then turn the head, look to the left. Just notice your shoulder blades here. Make sure they're nice and kind of poofed up and strong. Don't collapse in between the shoulders. Roll that head all the way back down to just hanging heavy. Tops of the feet pressing into the mat, and hands and knees pressing into the mat. Navel tucked in. Let's inhale, draw the belly low, chest through, and take that gaze all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, round the spine. Drawing shoulders apart, chin towards the chest. Let's move through cat-cow with our breath. Inhale. Just open up through your heart, through your hips, through your sit bones. Get wide. And then exhale, tuck it all in. Pressing into the mat. Find your Ujjayi breath. Close your eyes down. Feel the benefits of the practice even early on as we just begin to create this beautiful space, lengthening our spine, warming the muscles. Go in and in and in until this movement with the breath just is happening without any thought process. It's just flowing as part of who you are in this moment. Good. Take a couple more, just seeking out what feels best here. Come back to flat back. Tuck all 10 toes underneath you. Set back onto your heels. Stretch those arches out. Bring the thighs together. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale and sweep the arms up overhead. Good. Clasp the fingers together at the top and gently begin to pull those arms apart. Keep the fingertips nice and stuck together. Flip those palms over towards the sky, stretch out towards the top of the mat, and then roll the shoulder blades apart, chin towards chest. Good. Inhale, shoulders over hips, bring those hands in, and just begin to round through the wrists. If your feet get a little bit cranky here, or those arches start to cramp up, you can drop down onto the tops of the feet. Good. Take it the other direction, round the wrists each way, just warming up those wrists a little bit. And then release the hands down onto the lap, and once again, just move the chin towards the chest. And then begin to just rock from side to side, half circles. Releasing any additional tension in the neck. Keep breathing. And settle with the right ear towards the right shoulder. Take a few breaths. Move it over, settle with the left ear towards the left shoulder. Take a few breaths. Inhale, bring the head back in line with the spine and lift up off of the heels here. Using a little bit of core strength, pick up your left leg and draw it forward into low lunge. Uncurl your back toes and then inhale, sweep the arms up. Feel free to take some back bending here if that feels good. Press the hips forward. Find your breath. And sink a little deeper into the pose if you'd like. Good. Release those hands down to your sides. Use a little stability here in the core, a little pelvic floor lift, and simply come back onto the knees. Yeah, very nice. Go ahead and switch it out. Tip the right foot forward. Put the right knee over the right ankle if you can. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Breathe. Feel free to open up more, sink the hips, whatever you need to do to feel you're just warming up the body a little here. Good, release the hands. Nice, strong, steady movement just to bring that foot back in. Excellent, inhale the arms up overhead. Now when you place the hands down on the exhale, let them float towards the top of the mat, curl your toes under, and inhale your hips high, downward facing dog. Good. Begin to just press around your mat and through your body a little bit. Your heels can come down towards the mat. You can do one and then the other. You can switch your heels from side to side. Just experiment in this down dog. Make sure that you're taking it easy on the wrists with your fingertips gripping onto the mat. Draw your shoulder blades apart and soften your joints. Nice job. Drop on down to the knees, uncurl the toes, stretch the arms, and set the hips back towards the heels. Child's pose. Come back to this pose anytime throughout the practice, remembering that our practice is really just a gift to us. It's not a competition. We don't know to do better than last time or better than anybody else. We just give ourselves what we need today. And the practice will give us what it believes we need as well. Good, let's inhale back to that downward facing dog. Inhale, hips high. Good, just breathe here. You can find stillness in this dog if you'd like. All right, let's stretch those legs out a little bit more. Press the ball of the left foot about mid-mat. Inhale the right leg up into the air. Stretch the heart back. Stretch through that right heel and then drop the left heel down. Keep breathing. Feel free to take the heel, the right heel, as high as you can or want to without opening up the hips. Good. Release that right foot down. Sweep the weight forward to plank. Hold here for 2 breaths. Bums down, bellies in. Take it all the way back. Down dog. Lift through that core. Stepping and pressing down into the right foot. Lift the left leg into the air. 3-legged dog. Get settled into the dog. Drop that right heel, and then if you'd like, continue to find a lift while squaring the hips and shoulders. Lifting through the left heel. Good. Drop the left foot down. Plank pose. Hold. Inhale, downward facing dog. Lift the hips. Drop the heels. Step all the way forward to the top of your mat into a forward fold. Bend the knees as much as you might need to here. And then release the crown of the head towards the mat as you look back towards your legs. You can grab behind the ankles
or have your arms just dangle, whatever feels right here. Notice how your legs are strong, your feet are rooted, your hips are lifting, so everything in the legs is active. And then the rest of the body, the spine is relaxed and just tractioning down towards the earth. The head and neck are relaxed, the arms are soft and relaxed. Take one or two more breaths here. Every fold nourishing us. Then we're going to start to engage that core nice and strong. Sweep the arms out to the sides. Inhale, lift up, thumbs back, pinkies up, gaze up. Hold here for a few breaths. Tuck those hips forward just a bit. Bring your hands together at the top and then bring the shoulders over the hips, hands to heart centers. Root your left foot down, inhale, sweep the arms up, and then step that right foot back and find crescent lunge. We're on the back toes, the front foot is steady and rooted. Front knee over front ankle. Good, just pressing into this crescent lunge as we drop our shoulders down our back and breathe. Press into that left foot. Inhale, stand up and pick your right leg up. Hold it at 90 degrees if you can. And release, standing mountain pose. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Press into the right foot. Start to pick up that left foot, kick it back and find that crescent lunge. Square your hips to the front of the mat. Sink as low as you want or stay lifted, or even find some fluid movement between the two just as you open up and breathe. Very nice. Press into that right foot. Get ready. Inhale. Lift up nice and tall, holding that left leg up. 90 degrees. Flex the left foot. Breathe. Find that balance. Hold. Exhale, set the foot down, release the hands. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, tuck the belly forward, fold. Inhale to rise halfway, fingertips on the shin, shoulders back away from the ears, and just breathe here into this flat back, reaching the crown of the head away from your tail. Find a big sigh out breath through the mouth as you fold all the way in, as deep as you've been. Even deeper. Yes, place the hands down to the mat, step back, plank pose, like you're going to do a push-up, but hold. Good, send the knees to the floor, untuck the toes. Keep that core engaged, elbows straight back. They've come right by the arms as you come down to the earth. Nice and slow. Belly down. Lengthen out through the spine, out through the crown of the head. Bring your fingertips right by your chest and drop those elbows down and back. Good, pressing into the tops of the feet. Inhale, lift the head and chest off the mat, then pull the upper throat back. Keep pressing gently into the hands and lift to cobra pose. Shoulders are down and back. Curl 10 toes under while you're in cobra, and then press away from the earth, plank, and then lift up. Down dog. Breathe. Left foot comes about center mat as we inhale the right leg into the air, three-legged dog. Heart presses back here. Good. And just play with kind of bending the knee around, opening through the hip. You can do some hip circles here. Anything that feels good to you. You can even draw that right knee towards the right wrist. We're just being playful in our three-legged dog here. Experimenting a little bit with our hip openers. And then looking forward, step that right foot all the way through. Good, so we want the right knee lined over the right ankle and our hips squared again back to that crescent lunge. Sink a little lower this time if that's within your practice. Lift up on your back thigh, press out through your back heel. And then just lower the arms down and back. So we want to reach back as far as we can as we broaden through the chest.
Keep those arms reaching towards the back of the mat as you hinge forward without laying on the upper thigh. Now inhale, sweep the arms up, lift up nice and tall, shoulders over the hips. Exhale, sweep back, crown of the head reaching forward. Inhale, lift up, keep that right hip back, left hip forward. Exhale. One more time, inhale. Nice, exhale the hands down to the mat and send your right leg back into the air, three-legged dog. And again, just play a little. Send that right foot down. Downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Grip your mat with your fingertips. Let's try the left leg going into the air. And again, just playfully exploring here. Opening up through the hip maybe. Making hip circles with the knee bend. Maybe floating forward and back. And then we stop, square it all up, and float that left foot through to crescent lunge. Left leg forward, left knee over left ankle. Square up through the hips, breathe. Find that rootedness through the feet to hold you steady. Take those arms back, stretch open through the chest. Shoulders onto the back, draw those shoulder blades together. Hinge forward. Notice what happens to the hips. You want to keep those squared to the top of the mat. Good, let's go. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hinge forward, sweep the arms back. Inhale, lift up. Exhale. One more time. Go ahead, inhale, reach up. And on the exhale, hands down to the mat. And we send that left leg all the way back into the air, three-legged dog. And just again, a little fun exploratory movement here. And meet in down dog. Breathe. Breathe your heels down, heart back, shoulders open, and walk forward. Forward fold, nice job. Breathe here into this fold. You might grab behind the ankles here, encourage this folding of the upper body to the lower body as you lift your sit bones and hips higher. Maybe even the nose will come to touch the knees at some point. Good. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up overhead. And exhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Sit down and back. Draw your tailbone in, your belly button in. Set the tail down. Breathe. Nice work. Coming up onto the toes, lifting the heels up. Just a small movement up onto those toes. Hold. Sink those heels down, dip a little bit lower. Good. Inhale, stand up. And exhale the hands down. Standing mountain pose. Breathe here. Stand up as tall as you can. Reach through the crown of the head. Good. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Place your hands to the mat and step back to plank. Good. We're going to move through chaturanga here. We want to take our weight a bit forward. So you want to shift the weight forward, not come straight down. Shift forward. And then slowly bring the elbows back beside you. And then just kind of come to hover right here. And then sweep your heart forward and change your footing so that the tops of the feet are on the mat. Now we're in upward facing dog. Now curl the toes back under, lift through the navel, and come back to downward facing dog. Good. Breathe. Now we have the option to come forward into plank and maybe drop to the knees. Same thing, we kind of shift our heart forward, lower down to the earth, all the way to the mat. So now the legs are touching down, the body's touching down, and then inhale to cobra. So now we've got a nice support of the earth. We can come up higher if we'd like. Curl the toes under. You can use the knees and come back to down dog. So two ways to go through your vinyasas. Being careful to honor where you feel like your body wants you to go today. Don't force it.
You wouldn't force someone you love to do something that they didn't want to do. So show your body love and listen. Good. Walk to the top of the mat and take a forward fold. Good. Let's go ahead and shake those arms out just a little bit in this fold, just a little loosey-goosey there. Then find stillness in the arms and move the head around a little bit. Nice and gentle. Don't force it. Good. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up overhead. And exhale, hands to palms. Palms to heart center, rather. Nice job. All right, let's work on a little bit of balance work today. We're going to come to stand on our left foot first. Very nice. Go ahead and press into the left foot, raise the right leg. Our hands are still just resting at heart center for the moment as we find our balance. Maybe a little wiggle around in the ankle. Lift up on the left arch. Coming into Virabhadrasana 3, we'll take the hands out in front of us as we kick our leg back, keeping the hips squared, and reach away, fingertips from heel. Turn all right toes to the floor. Don't worry about how high your right leg lifts. Worry about squaring your hips as much as you can to the earth. Now, can you sweep your arms back behind you? Reach them back towards your feet. Good. Now, as you inhale, don't drop the right foot. Pick it up. Come back to lifting at 90 degrees in the air in front of you. Find your breath. Good. Float it forward. Kick that foot back. Right toes face the floor. Hold. Send those fingertips back towards the heel. Inhale, press up. Reach up if you can. And exhale. Standing mountain pose, breathe. Wipe the slate clean if that went great or if it went terrible. Either way is okay. Start on the right leg. Good. Inhale, let's just find that little lift. Ready? Let's move. Press the foot back, hinge from the hips. Now don't worry if you fall out, if you need touchdowns, whatever happens is okay. It's just a journey, it's just an experience. Learn and move on. Inhale, lift it back up, left leg at 90 degrees. Maybe you're more wobbly like I am on this side, that's okay. Good, go ahead, try again. Virabhadrasana 3. Nice and strong. Pull that core in. Reach out through the back heel. Turn an internal rotation of that left thigh. Don't let it just willy-nilly open up. Inhale, last time. Reach up. Hold. Take the hands back together. Drop the left foot, hands to heart center where we started. Nice job. Close the eyes down and feel the balance in the body, the balance in the mind. The balance in the spirit. All right, nice job. Let's just move through some kind of faster sun salutations, getting the heart rate up here. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, fold to send the right leg back. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back, plank, take a breath here. Next exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra, your choice. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg into the air. Exhale, right leg forward. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands to mat. Step back, plank. Feel free to use the knees, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Breathe. Step forward, forward fold. Root your feet. Next inhale, sweep the arms up nice and tall. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hands to mat, left leg back. Inhale, crescent lunge, hips squared.
Exhale, hands to the mat, step back, plank. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra, your choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg into the air. Exhale, left foot forward. Inhale, crescent lunge, arms reach up. Exhale, arms come back down, step back, plank, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, breathe. Inhale, step forward and stay in fold for a breath or two. Next inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Inhale, breathe. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, right leg steps back. Turn your right heel to the left. Inhale, warrior one, hips squared. Back foot parallels the back of the mat. Breathe. Next exhale, find it. Sink the hands down. Come back to plank. Good. Go through your vinyasa. Start to modify if it's safer. We'll meet in downward facing dog, moving with our breath. Inhale, right leg lifts in the air. Exhale, step it through and drop the left heel to the right. Inhale, warrior one. Hips squared. Breathe. Exhale, hands to the mat. Come back to plank. Go back through your flow. Inhaling, chaturanga, up dog cobra, finding down dog. Nice job from down dog. Go ahead, take a breath. Step your way forward, forward fold. Root the feet. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Reach the arms up, hips low. Breathe. Find the next exhale. Sink those hands down, take a fold. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, hands to mat, left leg steps back, left heel drops down, warrior one. Exhale again, hands down. Good, step back, you know where to go. Vinyasa, your choice, with or without modifiers. We'll meet in downward facing dog right here. Nice job, take a breath. Inhale that left leg into the air. And exhale it all the way through. Drop the right heel down. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, hands to the mat one more time through a vinyasa. Plank, chaturanga. Up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Yes, step or hop your way forward. Top of the mat, root your feet down. And on your next inhale, chair pose. Reach the arms up, tuck the tail. Good, just breathe. Press into your mat. Reach the arms tall and stand to standing mountain pose, hands to heart center. Catch the breath. Feel the beating of the heart, the flow of your blood. Where's your mind? Nice job. Go ahead and release the hands down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Hold the arms up. Press into the left foot. Step that right foot way back, like you're coming to crescent, but now we're going to turn our hips to the right and parallel the back foot to the back edge of the mat. Sweep the arms down, warrior two. If you look down, your heel and arch should align, front heel, back arch. So if they don't, make some small adjustments around your mat. And then you can take your left hand down to your left thigh and just encourage it even a little bit more open. Take your right hand to your right hip, encourage it back, and then take the arms back out. Straight out from the shoulders, turn your gaze, look over your front fingertips. Hold this warrior two, nice and firm, seeing if you can find an equal press through both feet while opening your hips over to the right edge of the mat, while holding those arms up. Hold those legs right where they're at. Sweep your right arm underneath your left and create some eagle arms here to the right edge of the mat. So we square our hips, we square our arms to the right edge of the mat. We've crossed the arms, pulled the backs of the palms or fronts of the palms together, and then simply raise those shoulders up to, elbows rather up to shoulder height, and draw the palms forward. Feel into your legs, be present. Notice if that Left knee has started to collapse inward. Pull that hip back open. Last breath here, broaden through those shoulders, breathe. Good, take those arms back to warrior two. All right, as we lift our arms, we're going to turn our back toes forward, back towards crescent lunge. Big step into that left foot, right knee into the air. We've been here, done this. Hold. Release. Standing mountain pose. And compose ourselves. Inhale, breath, reaches the arms up, presses into the right foot, steps a big step back with the left leg, and then turns the left foot paralleling the back of the mat. Let's bring our hands down for adjustments. Self-adjustment, right thigh open, left hip swizzles back, hips are to the outer left long edge of the mat, arms come back, Virabhadrasana, two arms, facing forward with the gaze, and breathing. Good. Stay steady. Right there with those legs. Left arm under right. I know you can't see me on the screen. Eagle your arms. That's what it looks like from the back side. Bringing the elbows up at shoulder height, palms forward, and really witnessing where you're at with those legs. Just feel the body and make adjustments as you need. Good, let's release the arms back to warrior two. Nice work. Turning back to a crescent lunge. So pick up your back heel, turn on those toes so they move back to the front and your left hip closes back off to the square to the front. And then step it forward, lift up the left leg and hold. Release. Standing mountain pose. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, fold. Good, let's deepen this fold just a bit. We're going to take our hands, actually sweep them underneath our feet so that our big toes, and maybe all our toes, touch the wrist crease. If I can't get quite there, maybe just peace finger your toes, your big toes. Now, what we want to do is press into the hands, so maybe a little more weight into the balls of the feet as we go ahead and bend the elbows. And when we bend the elbows, it pulls the upper body to the lower body. Lift those sit bones and breathe. This should feel really yummy on our hamstrings and our back. Very nice. And then just slowly release one foot at a time. Release those hands back to the mat. Stepping the right leg back and drop the right knee down to the earth now for low lunge. Just kind of slowing our practice. Going to get a little bit more stretchy here. We're going to bring our right hand to the floor and pivot, turning our belly button towards our inner left thigh. And then just reaching the left arm up into the air. Now square that left hip back. Now we're going to find a nice lift here. So use that pelvic floor lift, the core, and then bring it up. We're still twisted. The right arm is forward, the left arm is back, the belly's turning a little bit to the left. I might curl my back toes under for this one so my heel is a little lifted, and just hinge back and see if I might find my heel. If not, no worries. Right arm's in the air, left arm's reaching towards that heel. Good, come back. Now we're going to unwind to the center and lift our arms up into the air. Release, hands down to the mat. Pick up your right knee, step your left foot back and come to down dog. Good, set your left knee down, step your right foot forward. Stretch out through the crown of your head and square those hips up. Place the left hand down to the floor. Pull the belly in and rotate open. Right arm reaches straight up. Find that rooting of your back shin, the front foot. Begin to engage through all the midsection of the body. And we inhale and just glide right up into our twist here. Right arm back, left arm forward. We can stay here. We don't want to throw the balance too much if it's not for us. We can tuck those back toes to give that back foot a little lift and just find a nice hinge back. See if we can find the heel. And then just find a little back bend. Reach the left arm up. Nice. And return. Still in that twist. Maybe undo those back toes. Inhale, come back around the center, arms up. Nice work. Hands down to the mat. Pick up the back knee and step back. Downward facing dog. Looking forward, we'll bring our right foot forward again. And this time we're going to straighten out that right leg without locking the knee. And then slowly begin to find a 45-degree angle with the back foot. So not quite like warrior poses, about halfway to that. And then begin to just draw that right hip back. You see that? We're going to swizzle it back, squaring up our hips as much as possible. Blocks can be handy here if the floor is not quite available to you. Good. Reach out through the crown of your head, pulling back through the right hips. Find that stretch in the legs. Now see if you can leave the left fingertips down and find that twist here. Keep pulling the right hip back, right arm up. You can take the gaze up towards the fingertips, if that serves you. Good. Slowly bring it back around. We're going to turn our left toes all the way back towards the front. Press our hands into the mat. Send the right leg into the air. Three-legged dog. Dropping that right foot down. Breathe down dog. Heels down. Look forward. Left foot forward. Right foot about 45-degree angle. Steps the heel down. You want your heel to touch. And then square that left hip back. It might take you a few little presses to really get squared up. Tuck the belly in. Try to flatten out through your back. Reach it long. So we don't want to round here. You lose a lot of the stretch. Square those hips. Reach. Keep breathing. Right hand touches down, maybe just fingertips or even a block if you have it. Tuck the belly, keep pulling left hip back, reach the left arm up. And lower it down. Turn the right toes forward, hands to the mat, press back, left leg raises down, yes, three-legged dog. And then down dog. Left foot meets the right. Nice job. And then we're coming into a plank pose. And then down to the knees for an assisted plank, and then down to the forearms. So elbows under the shoulders. We're getting ready to pick those knees back up off the mat here. So we want to plant the hands, keep the forearms down, press out through the heels. And then we're just going to drop our hips to the right, back to center, and to the left. You can pivot the toes with you if you'd like. They don't have to touch. Those hips don't have to touch. One more each side. Feel that core, feel those obliques. Nice, come back, drop the knees and child's pose. Yay. Take the hips back, stretch the arms, forehead to the floor, and just have your breath. Couple more breaths
Use Ujjayi just to tell you where you're at with your breath. Slow it down.
Very nice. And then just looking forward, begin to inhale, lift up. Sink your hips one direction or the other, or cross the feet and come onto those sit bones. We're going to bend on the soles of the feet to the earth, or pick up the toes even. I'm going to do a little bit of modified boat pose today because we're going to hold it longer. So if you want to do the full boat the whole time, you can. I'm going to go with the modifier today. So I'm going to keep my heels down or even just slightly lifted, but I'm not going to attempt to straighten my legs. I'm going to either hold behind my thighs or have my arms straight out in front of me with my shoulders on my back. And then simply hinging back, we feel our chest on our front and our shoulders on our back, and tuck the navel in. And like I said, we're going to hold this for a little longer than we would hold a full Navasana boat pose. And that's why I'm suggesting the modifier, because you're still going to feel it. Keep that gaze forward. Now we're going to make the smallest little movement. Inhale up 2 inches. Exhale back. Inhale up. Use your breath. Let the breath lift you. Keep breathing like that. Smallest little movement here, but it's all deep in that core. Keep going. Almost there. We're just going to make a small shift. Hold and bring your hands to your heart. Good. Take your left elbow over towards the right thigh. Back to center. Good. Exhale, right elbow towards left thigh. Back to center. Make this twist pretty full here. We're using that modifier, so maybe we can now dive a little bit back and lift up. Exhale, reach back. Inhale, come center. Good. Keep going. Couple more. Beautiful. Let's take one more each way, and then we've got it. We'll stretch it out. Come back to center, and then lift up. And we're going to drag the heels in, toes up if they weren't already. Lift tall, kind of rolling that belly onto the thighs. Reach down, grab below the feet if you can, and roll the shoulders open. Drop your chin to your chest or forehead to your knees or close. Keep those toes lifted. Pull on the feet a little. Very good. Release those feet back down. Send your glutes close to the heels and then lower down to your mat. Keeping the heels and glutes close, you can even walk them a bit more once you get there to the floor. Back of the head to the mat. Roll your shoulder blades underneath you and place your hands down to the earth to start. We're going to press into those heels and take bridge pose. Lift the hips. Come all the way off the back till you're just on your shoulders here. The heart is lifting up towards the chin. The gaze is up. Good. Now just begin to pulse. The hips move up and down just a little bit. Keep those thighs pressing inward towards each other. These are small movements, activating the back body. Tailbone pressing forward, knees stretching forward, spine is long. We're going to go 3, 2, 1. Hold up as high as you can lift. Good. Slow lower back to the mat for a few breaths. Let's return to that bridge pose. Press into the feet, lift the hips, and this time send your right leg into the air. Good, just pulse that right heel towards the ceiling for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it down and send the right heel ankle over to the left thigh. Stretch it out. Pull the left knee into your chest. Good. Take a little rockabout if it feels good. Leave the back down on the mat. Breathe. And we're releasing the left foot down, releasing the right foot down, re-engaging heels towards glutes, palms down on the mat. Good. Roll the shoulders back under you if you've lost it. Inhale, bridge pose. Left leg into the air. Good, let's pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep that leg lifted. 2, 1. Slow lower. Bend the left knees and the left ankle over to the right thigh. Hug it in. And again, just feel free to find some small movement here. Beautiful. Release the right foot. Unwind the left foot. I'm going to take a nice spinal twist here. Stretch the arms long. Now you have an option to just do knees to one side, or if you want to take a little bit extra, we're going to the right, and press that left ankle or left thigh over, and then drop to the right. The press of this left leg down over the right is really going to extend this stretch. I want the left shoulder on the mat, so don't let it roll up. If it does, come out of the pose a little bit with the legs. And now just focus the stretch along the spine and the left side body as you pull your left hip towards right front corner of your mat. If your neck's happy, go ahead, take your gaze over to the left. We're going to hold here and breathe. And then lift the knees, come back to center. Keep those legs crossed, and if you don't have them crossed, cross your left thigh over your right. Spine in a nice long line on the mat. Draw the knees together in towards you. And then reach down. Your right hand should grab the left foot, and your left hand should grab your right foot. And then squeeze those feet down and out to the outer hips as you hug the knees in for shoelace. Gently release the feet. Straighten the legs up into the air and uncross them. Now, if you came to the spinal twist without crossed feet, just drop them down. And if you cross the thighs, let's go ahead and bring the right thigh over the left here. Drop the feet down. Stretch the arms wide. Legs come to the left, right shoulder stays down. And then hug and pull that right hip down towards the left front corner of your mat with your gaze turning off to the right. Just find your breath. And draw the knees back to the center. Make sure your spine is straight on the mat. Draw the knees in, reach the hands down, finding opposite hands to opposite feet. Pull down and back. So you should feel a nice outer hip and glute stretch there. And when we release, take
Take those legs straight up into the air, side by side. Point and flex the feet, round the ankles. And then land with flexed feet, heels towards the sky, and breathe. Stacking your knees over your hips, your ankles over your knees. And then just begin to slowly bend the knees, send the feet back down to the mat. And then stretch your arms out about halfway away from the body here, not fully extended to the sides. And just let the palms be face up, fingers soft. And two options. You can walk your feet out to the outer corner of the mat and drop your knees in if that feels lovely on your back. Or begin to extend both the legs straight down towards the outer corners of the mat. Move around, get your wiggles out, fix your clothes, and then come to stillness. Take a moment to relax all the muscles. Look for any place where you can let go just a bit more. Take this next present moment now that you're relaxed to consider your intention, what you hoped to get from your practice, what you hoped to give to your practice, and the actuality of what occurred. Breathe into an open heart and an open mind that yoga is more than just moving our body around a mat. Continue to rest here with your eyes closed and your breath easy in your Shavasana. As I share with you this reading, a poem from Dana Folds about our practice. Despite fervent pleas for ease and safety, there are many days when reality doesn't quite line up with what I would choose. Breaking down, letting go, surrendering even the illusion of control, breathing into the unknown. Sometimes that's what life holds. Practice hasn't brought an end to pain. I still increase my suffering like a fish caught on a line. My struggles only draw the hook in deeper. But being in reality is its own reward. It's the perfect paradox. The courage to stand and breathe when everything in me wants to flee is the greatest gift of freedom. No, practice hasn't brought an end to pain, but it has honed my willingness to experience the moment and sometimes see perfection unfolding in ways I wasn't big enough to plan, much less predict. Practice isn't about achieving a goal. It's not a means to pole vaulting over suffering. Practice is my way of looking at life in the face and saying yes to all its disparate gifts. Practice keeps me awake when I would sleep. It reminds me it's the journey, unfolding in this very moment. It's the journey that reveals the truth and not the destination. And take a nice big inhale breath through the nose and an exhale sigh out through the mouth. Begin to wiggle the fingers and toes coming back into the physical body. And then slowly draw your way onto your right side. Press away from the earth
And come back to seated. You can sit any way that makes you comfortable, but sit tall. And bring your hands to heart center. Close your eyes and just be grateful for the gifts of the practice, the blessings and the benefits. And whether you got what you were looking for or something completely different, find gratitude. And just continue to show up on your mat, curious each practice where this beautiful yoga will lead you. Until we meet again, the light in me honors and salutes the light within you. Namaste.